Peace, family. It's your brother Marc Lamont Hill. You are watching Night School every night here, Monday to Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. We hold Night School. We break down the most intense debates, the most controversial topics, the most spirited debates going on in the world today. And tonight is no different. Well, something is different. One, we starting at 10 o'clock. I'll break that down to y'all later. But more importantly, let me bring in my guests. I got people with me tonight. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna talk about some stuff.
Hello.
And yeah, I'm so happy to have y'all here. Up at the top is Christina Brown. She is a cultural commentator. She is a troublemaker for sure. And she is a brilliant
good trouble.
Sometimes all I know is I see the type of dudes that call me a beta male and be mad at me on the internet. They be mad at her too. So I always get mad when she says stuff and it makes them mad. It be cracking me up. And of course, Dr. David Johns is here at the bottom. He's a friend of the show, a friend of mine, and one of the great people. Clearly, he is going outside after we. Christian, are you going outside after this is over too?
Mate, we'll see. We'll see. I got.
Wow.
Don't tell my business that you really did.
I'm impressed, yo. I don't know last time I was outside on purpose. Past 10 o'clock. I'm sitting here, right? I dozed off watching Friends.
COVID is still real, so wear your mask and make sure you sanitize. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go nowhere. I'm just happy to have a glass of wine. So this week has been one of the most. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Like 7 days ago, Sleepy Joe was running for president, and we all were getting ready for Trump to be, getting back in office. And now I'm on the internet. I'm seeing AKA strolls. I'm seeing people all on the internet making videos. There's a presidential video with Beyonce on it. I'm seeing a whole different. People are energized. People smiling on the street. What's going on? How did y'all experience this week?
I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest. It was a lot to catch up on. What was I doing Sunday? That's what people keep asking. Where were you Sunday when you found out Biden dropped? I was on my way to DC anyways. Right? I had some a panel discussion with the ACLU. So I was like, this is
doing the work. Doing
the work.
You see this message? Sorry, this comment. Trifling. It's been a lot. It feels like a whirlwind, actually. I'm tired of living through history every single day. It feels like a whirlwind. I've had a lot of thoughts about Kamala Harris being, or getting the delegate. She's not officially, we just talked about that, the nominee, but it looks like she's about to be. I'm seeing, and I'm feeling a lot of complex feelings, I'll say. It was a very complex whirlwind. So I'm excited to really get into it.
Better now than you did 6 days ago?
I do feel better.
That makes me feel. David, do you feel better now than you did 7 days ago?
No, words matter. I don't feel better, but I'm excited about other people's excitement about this election cycle this season. I
have some friends. I gotta ask you about this, David. You just said something really interesting. I have friends who marry people who are really trash, or date people who are really trash. And when they say, "What do you think?" I'll be like, "I'm happy you're happy." That's what it sounded like you just said about America. I'm happy you're happy.
Yeah, and a part of that is true, which is, I love that for you. Let me be clear, which is the sense of it. And so what I know is real, which is that we invested a significant amount of money in BJC, along with 5 partner organizations, including HRC, National Center for Lesbian Rights, the LGBTQ Task Force, GLSEN, Family Equality. We invested in collecting data, right? We're all scientists and sociologists. We understand the importance of data. It's often used as a tool of white supremacy. But we collected data to make the point that there's no division amongst Black people. Black LGBTQI plus folks are LGBTQI. We care about the same policy priorities as non-queer, trans, or gender expansive Black people. And so in this moment, what I'm excited about is that there are Black people who are engaged and excited about the political process. I'm excited about the fact that the narrative that the media usually offers, which is that we are disengaged or uninvested, can't be advanced. And I'm excited for remembering, honestly, Mark, the feeling that I had when I worked for President Obama. Show up in a space where people who didn't care about DC as a center of power or politics as something that affects us in intimate ways, often without our invitation. I'm really excited for the politicization of Black and other non-white people who haven't really paid attention to the fact that there are policies enacted every single day that affect us in incredibly important ways.
I like that. That actually, both of y'all are sort of capturing all the feelings, competing feelings I'm having. Some good, some encouraged, some still feeling a little despair. Can we? I mean, I don't want to put politics aside because I think politics are the center of this. But when I saw the black male call, and David Jones was all up in that black male call, which was the day after the black woman call, which was the start of this all. Let's be clear, black women made this thing happen. You know, they even had a white woman call.
Today.
They sure did today.
Yeah, yesterday, last night. Yes,
I was like, white women call. They, you know, I'm usually calling like the police, calling the manager.
Hello.
They called each other to vote. I was like, is this what is it real? Like, is this a new moment? Because I've never seen this. We didn't see this for Hillary. We didn't see this for Obama. But they got calls. They and raising money.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I got that Zoom call text message within a couple hours. My mama sent that to me and in our little WhatsApp family group chat. And I said, "Oh," I said, "What is this?" She said, "A Zoom call." Woohoo, girl! You know, and then just I think I agree with you, Dr. David. It's the mobilization that's making me feel better. It doesn't feel real, but I think it something about, and I don't even know if we've had enough time to really think about why it feels so different, because it's just we're living in it. It's only been not even a week, but it feels like the mobilization of people and people being excited is the momentum that I'm feeling better about. Whether somebody decides to vote, not vote, vote for her, vote third party, it's just the fact that people are engaged and they feel some type of hope to mobilize. I'm like, okay, we can use this momentum for so many other things and so many different other types of organizing than just this election. That's and right. That is where I'm like we just did it. We just did Zoom calls. This is exactly what it's about, the election, but you can do Zoom calls and fundraising anytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's.
Let me make 2 points to this, which is one, I want everybody to understand that what happened with the black woman for Kamala, which was Win with Black Women call, which was spearheaded by Joteka Edie, a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, was not magic. They have been organizing for 4 years consistently. Every Sunday, rain, sleet, snow, insurrection, Black women have been organizing to till the soil such that they would be prepared for a moment like this. And I celebrate that there are so many people, including Black men, white women. There was a queer unity call. There was a Black queer and gay men call. There are so many calls that are happening now because of Black women. So I hope you hear my heart, sister, when I say thank you for showing up in the way that you always show up and leading us when we don't know that we need to be led. And comma, there's something different about this moment. April Rain literally tweeted my sister, and I appreciate her. She was like, check me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember there being a white women for Hillary call.
Back.
So Sunday, when this was announced, I was heading to brunch to meet Demetria Lucas, a mutual friend of ours. And Demetria hit me up, and I was not in the space that I'm in now. I was thinking about white supremacy and its effects. And what I appreciate about where we are now is that things are different. There were 61% of white women, if I remember correctly, who voted for Trump the first term.
Yeah.
It was higher the second term. But also, I don't ever remember a white woman for Hillary call. where they raised $8.5 million on a Zoom to support a presidential candidate.
Now, my cynical read is white women didn't need to be organized to vote for Hillary, because they already were committed to it. The ones that were white liberal women have to be convinced to vote their own interest when the person's black. That's why they need to call. That scares me a little bit. I don't want nothing where white people got to be mobilized to do well and to do right. So I'm a little scared, and white women just don't show up for us at the polls at the rate that you would think they would based on their interests. In other words, white women were like, look, Hillary represents our interests, but Trump represents our race, and we're going with Trump. That scares me a little bit. But while all these people
before you move, let's stay here, which is that for me, here's how I reconcile this in my mind. And again, the synapses are always firing, but it's that in a world where pre-Trump, white women voted against their self-interest for their husbands, their sons, for the mediocre boys in cloaks that would try and take power by any means necessary. We now have witnessed their party and their president, their presidential nominee, disparage them, talk to them into their face and say, you don't matter. You don't have bodily autonomy. You don't have the rights that we fought for. And so my hope is that at a minimum, there's some form of accountability, and that those white women who voted for Trump, in spite of their best interests, will understand that none of us are free unless and until all of us are free. And you might have birthed that boy, but you should be on the side of equity.
I hope you are right. I hope you are right. I hope right now, also while we have everybody's attention, Sonia Massey's name will get spoken, that people will use that same energy to call for justice, to demand accountability from the law enforcement community, to make sure that sheriff is fired, to make sure that her family gets some. There's no justice because her life has been taken. And for those watching the show, by the way, tomorrow I'm doing a full episode on her. I don't want you to think I forgot about it or I'm ignoring it. I've been doing work and producing stuff on the side. Tomorrow I'm going to do a full special on Saturday episode just to her. And then on Sunday, I have a episode of Office Hours with Monifa Bandeli. We recorded it today. We'll also be talking about her in the context of Black motherhood. She, of course, is an executive at Moms Rising. So I just want y'all to know that we got all that covered. I woke up today with another message, by the way. And I got to say, I deserved it, because I've been talking all week about why Barack Obama hadn't endorsed Kamala Harris. I said that he wanted an open primary. I said that he wasn't excited about her. I still believe all of that. And then last night, Donald Trump said he was going to duck. He didn't say he was going to duck, but he said, I'm not going to debate Kamala Harris. And the reason he gave, he said basically Obama. He said Obama ain't even endorsed you. He said Barack Hussein Obama because he's racist. But he was like, Barack Hussein Obama hasn't even endorsed you. I woke up this morning at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I woke up to this.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. You're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh, my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me. I'm looking forward to doing this with the two of you, Doug and I both, and getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
Word.
I mean, they could have added me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at me, adapt me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to, like, but you know what I'm saying? But I respect that I wasn't familiar with their game before.
Hello.
Like, it was very smooth the way they did that. Barack Obama did not call. Let me be clear. Barack Obama tweeted, earlier this week, I called and congratulated her as if like all this time we've been talking shit for no reason, and he had endorsed her on Monday, and they just waited to drop it on Friday. Nah, B. You don't get an endorsement from Barack and Michelle Obama on Monday and then wait till Friday. Come on, man. I was born tonight, not last night. But when you saw that video, did it looked awkward to me. It was bad acting. It looked like it could be on Tubi. I'm just saying.
Look, absolutely. I'm sorry. It makes me giggle. Love it for her,
tried
but
it.
it makes me giggle.
One of my favorite shows is on Tubi. Don't talk about Tubi like that.
Look, I
Well-
love Tubi, but some of the
Hoochie Daddies and fuck Rupert Murdoch. Let's keep it going.
fair enough.
If a show was given to me,
When you saw that, I don't know. The Obamas are so good, smooth. She's not as good yet, so it just looked a little whack. I don't know. What y'all think?
even, but what do you mean, Michelle's? Hey there, like Michelle. Hey there. It said, "Oh, you're both together, girls."
Right.
They need to rehearse that a little bit more, but it's okay. It's okay.
Here's my question in this moment. I don't want to be critical because I'm always like, but what is the alternative doing? Who is endorsing that nigga? Who is celebrating that nigga? Nobody.
No.
Tyrant, autocrat, white supremacist. So
absolutely,
and we can critique our sister. However, the alternative is not where it's at.
It does feel very in community type of. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I ain't listening to white people. I ain't listening to no white people. What they gotta say. As far as I'm concerned, I'm talking white person. That is the best endorsement I've ever seen. So genuine. You could see the tear. Her eyes were twinkling. With black folk, I'm like, why is she saying like that? They needed to rehearse that a little bit more. But I've talked about it differently with different people. Absolutely.
Let's save the intra-communal critique for after she's in office, after inauguration. Literally, the moment that she's inaugurated, I'm happy to have the debates.
You're gonna talk crazy.
Let's defend democracy.
Well, so I'm glad you said that. By the way, do you think the Obama endorsement is going to matter to?
I'll tell you this: I'm in New Orleans in this moment at the Urban League conference, and what's not lost on me is the Obama effect. For 5 years, I had the honor and privilege of serving my country in the way that most of the Black men in my family have, signing up for the military. I served while working for Barack Hussein Obama, being an appointed leader of an office he established. Mark, I can paint for both of you vivid pictures of Black and non-Black people who were affirmed by knowing that there was a Black family that cared about democracy in our country in the White House. And what I'm riding on in this moment is the feeling of, it's the high of getting close to that. Getting closer to knowing that we can all go to sleep at night knowing we might disagree with the policy decision that she makes, but she cares about our country and she cares about our community.
That's a powerful point. And there are moments where that gets me through the night. There are moments where it doesn't. But there are moments where I'm like, at least, like you said, we're pushing a boulder up the hill. And if we may not be able to get it up, but Trump, if you get Trump, we rolling backwards. And
that's right.
It's a stretch for me. It's tough. I just say it's tough for me. When I read Kamala Harris's statement on the protests in DC, when people were offering righteous resistance to a genocide in Gaza, I did not like her response. I was disgusted by it.
Me neither. Yeah, same.
And so. But I also understand that's the same kind of response Obama would have offered, the same kind of response Trump and
the Republicans would have offered something that would not have been more palatable to us.
That's true.
Right? So in a world where I want us again, let's have the debate. Let's be critical, and the alternative is not plausible.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's not liking that. Her response. This is exactly the time to say that. Us being like excited, that she has the endorsements and most likely is going to actually solidify as a nominee, and us feeling a little bit more hope doesn't mean that we don't have to be able to critique. We could say, hey, I know that this is okay. I feel a little more hope. I might really go to the polls. A lot of people feeling more engaged. That's great. And also, you're still a public official. You still work for us. I didn't like this response. And if the majority of your voter base, or maybe not even the majority, but a large portion of your voter base doesn't like this response, we would like for you to go back and into the kitchen and kind of work on that a little bit. we should be able to. We should say that, and that not. I think a lot of. I don't. I'll go on a whole other tangent.
I
But
get what
I've
you're
been
saying.
seeing.
Let's go.
But that's the tightrope, right? We should be able to say, look, we're your base. We love you, but we need you to do. That's what white people do all the time. That's what Republicans do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's white.
It's what George Clooney did, publishing an article in the New York Times that led us to where we are now. The audacity of
hey, he been coming through since the facts of life, yo. I ain't mad at that. I want to talk a little bit about the responses to Kamala, like you said, outside of the community. You said inside of the community, we're gonna keep it and critique, but we don't want to talk shit in front of white people because white people talking a whole different kind of shit. Today, for those that don't know, the Republican leaders in the Congress, right, and really across the party, they literally warned each other. There was a closed door meeting of House Republicans on earlier this week, where National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Richard Hudson urged lawmakers to stick to criticizing Harris for her role in Biden-Harris administration policies. He said, the House Speaker told reporters, this election will be about policies, not personalities. This isn't personal. To make it clear, for those that don't know, all week, white people been acting the damn fool. They have been talking all kinds of crazy about Kamala Harris. And as somebody who's on the left and way to the left of Kamala Harris, they've been so racist. I don't even have space to criticize her with principle.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stop them from disrespecting her all the damn time. And it's like, yo, like it's our turn to criticize her, but like, you know, like we do all candidates. But everything I've heard has been so racist, so sexist. You had JD Vance, you know, have his comments dug up where he's talking about women without kids, calling her cat lady. You had people calling her a DEI hire, a DEI hire. You know, it's one thing to say, you know, like Steve Daines, right? Said, you know, she's not an Irish Catholic kid who grew up in Scranton. She's a San Francisco liberal. That is code, right? Yeah. She's not an Irish Catholic kid. Now, part of what he was just saying is she's a crazy Marxist, right? This shit they say about everybody on the left. But then she's not an Irish Catholic kid gets just a little close to saying she ain't white for my taste.
That's what
you know what I'm saying? And I could name a bunch of other things. Again, calling her a DEI hire is wild. You know, but there's a specific one that really bothered me this week that I want y'all to hear. This one was the craziest.
Yeah, and then there's the DEI press secretary telling you that the DEI vice president is the future of the party here. And so the future looks kind of dim for the Democrats here, but this is no shocker either. Kamala Harris, she's the original Haktua girl. That's the way she got where she is. And the party's going downhill if it's in her hands.
That was tough. That was harsh.
Yeah, and then there's the DEI press secretary telling you.
I just want to point out. I just want to point out. Right. So we won't think about it. Tech issue. There's so many levels to why that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts off by talking about obviously the White House press secretary, right?
Karine Jean-Pierre.
Karine Jean-Pierre is again, you don't have to like her, agree with her. I happen to like and agree with a lot of what she said. I like her, and I think she's smart, capable, talented, gifted, experienced, all the things.
Beautiful. She'd be showing up at that podium, laid, slayed, ready
every day. And it's like, but somehow this guy who is as mediocre as they come, as ordinary, as non-extraordinary, as unimportant as anybody you could ever meet, is now telling someone who is poised to become the next president of the United States, and who, at worst, if she never succeeds at anything ever in life, she's still the vice president.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And a senator. I mean, we're going down the list of firsts and all that stuff. You care about that stuff.
Senator, DA, just GA before that. Yeah.
How dare you? You don't even have the credentials to be talking shit about somebody. But beyond the DEI part of it, he called her the original Haktua girl. For those that don't know, because some of y'all don't be on these internet streets or outside, there was a girl, a white woman, who was on an interview that's now going viral, where she was talking about how to please a man in bed. And she alluded to oral sex. She said you got to huck to and you know, get on that thing. It was funny, and it has kind of made the rounds on the internet. But now he's suggesting that Kamala Harris basically slept her way, or you don't got to sleep to do hawk to it.
Yeah.
That whatever that she hawk to it her way up the political ladder.
Yeah.
That
it's so misogynistic and disgusting, and I'm trying to find the word. It's like a sexual harassment. It borders on that line for me, especially considering we have many public officials, people in Congress who get caught for sexual crimes, who've been caught doing messing. You know, the current president right now got how many felonies? Not part of the president. The former president has how many felonies? The former president.
How many assault
talking about assault allegations? The former president talking about locker room talk, and now you're talking about the vice president, who's a black Asian American woman, right? And her black. Look, I mean, I know I'm putting it all, all the intersectionalities, but like in such a sexually devious way. That's nuts, and that is what it concerns me. But it's just, the way that it's difficult, like you were saying, Mark, to critique her, because there's going to be so many things that's going to happen or that could happen that where she's going to need protection. Is just, it's such a nuanced, complex kind of like she's the first, like the idea of America having the first woman president be a black woman. People are not about to be, and this is week one, you know what I mean? And they're already talking about her like that. And that, it's just, I don't know, it's disgusting. It's just horrible.
And David, I don't think it's going to get better. I mean, what Christine's saying is absolutely true. This is right out the gate, too. I mean, I thought they'd heat up to get to this level of misogynoir. I thought they start off just with the DEI, but they must be scared because they out here talking. I mean, the hawk tour thing really, really bothered. And let me tell you how fucked up it is. The Fox News host, man and woman, was like, wow.
They caught it.
They felt a way about it. You went too far. When Fox would be like, yo, that's a little too racist. You know what I mean?
They said that was harsh.
Right, because I worked at Fox News years ago. And almost every woman that I know that I worked with, and I worked there when Megyn Kelly was there, I worked there when Rachel, I mean, everybody was there, Gretchen, they all were sexually harassed, damn near.
Yeah.
Hello.
So they know, you know what I mean, how gross that is. So that man was gross for multiple reasons. But that aside for a second, I mean, I guess, what does that signal to you, David?
It signals to me that we should be ready for when the shit actually hits the fan. For the moment when they're still playing nice in a world where we all know they're still playing nice, right? And we should be prepared for the bullshit that comes with white supremacy. And we've been prepared for it, right? Like we have read the history books. Many of us have said, if I lived back when, I would do X, Y, and Z. We are there now. And the head of their party has said that he does not respect anybody who is not a cisgender heterosexual white man with a whole lot of money, and he doesn't give a fuck about a whole lot of them. And so we should all prepare for the moment when racism, sexism is on full blast, because we are not there now, but that moment is coming. And my hope is that all of us who know the sting of stigma, the damaging effects of discrimination, can harness that energy for good, that we can channel it to defend against white supremacists who don't give a fuck about us or our country, but are all about self.
Fair enough. Speaking of white supremacists, Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump had a meeting.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Two dumb bitches in the room saying exactly. Sorry.
But I don't want to get to the political part of that. I do that every day, all day. We'll do it later. Everybody, after the show, I'm going to do the Gaza update, y'all, so y'all can get all the political details. But I was looking at TMZ today for research.
for looking at TMZ for research.
For research, I always got to do my research. And I like to get the geopolitical analysis down. And sometimes TMZ
from Harvard.
Exactly.
Of course.
And they had a picture of Donald Trump at the meeting. I'm gonna post it real quick. There you go.
Please.
I'm gonna zoom in for it. And you know that ear that
what happened to the
What happened?
What happened to that boy?
Where's the tampon? Where's the tampon?
Where's the maxi pad?
That's what I want to know. Heavy flow. It was a heavy flow. Where's the heavy flow?
Yo.
Heavy flow is funny. Please.
He had a heavy flow. Wow.
Yes. Don't get me with my tinfoil hat on. I feel real hotepery when it comes to this thing. I have a whole conspiracy.
No. Let me be very clear. Hotepery is like, you know, the K on the Snapple bottles made by the KKK, and that's the shit we was dealing with. Donald Trump is a liar.
He's a liar.
You have to assume he's lying.
Yeah.
He got. Now I don't think it was.
God.
I'm just saying that ear looked clean. His ear looked better than mine.
Because it was cut by the teleprompter glass, cutting his ear. Not a bullet, not a nothing else more significant, because a motherfucker is a liar.
He's a liar.
I think it's really kind of that simple. I mean, it's like, I don't think the whole thing was staged. I think there was a crazy white man that pulled out.
They paid that white man to be a martyr. And in a world where
I believe that.
Well, in a world where we talk about jihadism and people who sacrifice themselves for what they believe in, we should appreciate that that's what domestic terrorism is real. White supremacy is real. They paid that young man to give up his life to put Trump in the position that he is in right now. Fucking fight me.
I believe it. That's exactly what I believe it. I do.
None of it would shock me. I happen to believe that I don't care enough about why Trump got shot. I'm just really wish they picked people. Let me not say that. I mean, I don't know. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing.
Better aim. Get some of these kids that get video games.
Hello, because they be.
I mean, I haven't been shot. I'll say that. But I know a lot of people who have. And I've been around a lot of people who have. And I'm now up to season 7 of Grey's Anatomy. And so I've basically been to med school now. It's been a long. I've watched it all in the lab. Right. No, dead ass. I'm like really into shit right now. And I ain't never seen no gunshot wound heal in 5 days.
It don't.
When they said he was playing golf,
I know a nigga that gets grazed by a rifle, a military grade rifle, and it's just a cosmetic wound.
Right, like we just eat those. Right. It's like he hit the ground so fast. Like, I don't know.
And the pause, the Secret Service gave him a pause with the fist up. If it was really threat, so you gonna feel like you in a threat. You feel like you have a pew pew on the loose, and you gonna pause.
Yeah.
The white woman behind him was ducking, but also capturing the video too. It was too choreographed for me.
Yeah, and if Donald Trump really thought he's about to get shot, he wouldn't be that cool. Nobody. People don't be that cool when they really about to get shot.
No.
Yeah. So fair enough. So I think
it's given Crook Isha. It's given
it's given Tubi. It's given Tubi again.
It's given Rupert Murdoch.
The whole election is a Tubi show.
Yes, Rupert Murdoch all day. I'm with you on that. So I think we can put Eargate to bed. We haven't solved the actual conspiracy theory. That might take a long time, but we damn sure know he didn't get shot. And by the way, the experts said he could have got shot. He also could have had a little bit of shrapnel from something, or he could have just cut his ear on the, as David said, on the podium. He had a scratch. All that blood just means he's a bleeder.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
A bleeder. That's the t-shirt. Where's the t-shirt? He's a bleeder.
He's a bleeder. That's all it is.
He's a track star. He's a bleeder. I mean,
that's what he is.
Let's run that.
He's that kid that couldn't go to gym. You know what I mean? Like he's now acting like he's Rambo. Dude is wild. Okay, I have some news for y'all that I think you all will not care about in the way that I would hope you wouldn't. Today it was announced that Harvey Weinstein.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry, y'all. He's not dead. I
didn't even recognize him. He looked
right.
Sorry, his spirit is coming. Okay,
what white man is this? Yeah,
right. Right, and it's 2 police officers. They could just be getting protection. You know what I mean? You know, it's right, fair enough.
Context matters.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I'm making my own. See, I'm gonna say DEI. See, that's why we're DIY.
wait, no, but the reclamation of DEI is what definitely earned it.
Facts.
He's hospitalized.
Yes, I'm gonna use that. Definitely earned it.
For what?
Harvey Weinstein. It's the wine. Rest in peace to the legend. Rest in peace to the legendary Harry Belafonte. My dear elder. And now to a piece of garbage. Former film mogul Harvey Weinstein was transferred from his New York City jail cell to a hospital to undergo treatment for a variety of health problems, including COVID-19 and pneumonia in both lungs. He's in New York, of course, waiting in Rikers Island as he awaits trial on rape and sexual assault charges. The reason I brought this up is not because I want y'all to panic or care. My question is, and I want to start with David because David is saved and sanctified. And I don't know, Christina, you know, if you're as good a person as he is, I'm a terrible person. So I guess when awful people go to the hospital, get sent to the hospital, or die, or have something awful happen to them, at the ethical and moral level, like, do you not care? Do you celebrate? What do you do? Like, when I saw this, all I kept thinking is, why won't this motherfucker die? I know so many amazing people that don't die. You know what I mean? And he won't die. I mean, I personally do die. Excuse me. I know amazing people who do die. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just think that sometimes some people's liberation and freedom come at change, and sometimes that change is to meet your maker, someone meeting their maker, and if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be. I don't know. Sorrows, prayers. Shout out Bridgerton. I don't really. What am I supposed? I have so much energy to give elsewhere.
It's fair. Like, I don't want, but I'm not suggesting that anybody should feel bad for Harvey Weinstein. I'm just wondering how people navigate that at the personal level or at the collective political level, because there are people who do harm in our community. I'll give you an example. Like, if right now R. Kelly,
Diddy,
what'd you say?
Ooh. You don't want to say Diddy. You don't want to talk about Diddy. Let's
use Diddy. Diddy's a perfect example. If Diddy tomorrow got jumped, or if R. Kelly got attacked in prison, how are we supposed to? Am I supposed to fight for his rights? Am I supposed to?
Absolutely fucking not.
No.
No.
I won't lose an ounce of sleep over. But is it wrong to actually root for him to die?
I don't think so.
No. Next question.
I don't think so.
Next question.
Oh.
Yo,
now that we've got that figured out.
Next question.
Yo, I just want to point out that the comments are agreeing with all. They're like, no, they are reaping what they are sowing. R. Kelly and Diddy.
Here's where I am. I'm still struggling to want to box our siblings who still want a two-step to Step in the Name of Love.
Oh, yo. I'm
talking about you, sis, bro, my non-binary sibling. I want to box you for still wanting to Step in the Name of Love or watch The Cosby Show, or otherwise support people who have not operated in our best interest. And
let me ask you a question, David. Let me ask you a question. David, have you shut down the Michael Jackson catalog?
Do I have a Michael Jackson catalog? I think in theory, yes. I'm gonna go back after this call to make sure, but yes.
Because
Janet is full force. Because also Janet was playing on RuPaul's Drag Race, the finale. So that's my girl. But Michael, not so much.
Okay, I do my best with Mike. Michael, I struggle with. I'll be honest. R. Kelly, I haven't listened to R. Kelly since it's been 20 years. I mean, like, literally, I leave places when R. Kelly, if I'm at a place that plays R. Kelly, I leave, because that's a place I don't want to be. I don't want to be around a DJ that plays R. Kelly or a restaurant that plays R. Kelly. You know what I mean? That's easy for me. I have no association with Harvey Weinstein, But like, do we not watch A Different World? That's EP by Bill Cosby. And I'm literally saying like I struggle sometimes.
Yeah, I'll tell you,
like,
my difficult thing is I struggle with Chris Brown. In part because I think about the way that his music shows up, but the way that he shows up in pop culture. And this isn't a cut and slice. There's no easy answer to this, but what I'm attempting to say is that those of us who love Black people and support our liberation should be clear about when they draw a line in the sand, we should respect it.
I think that's real. I think that's real, and I think that's the. We don't have all the answers, but there's a consistency in our principle and on our guiding logic, and then we approach each situation trying to make sense of it. All right, before y'all go, there's another thing that happened recently. One of the great artists of our generation, maybe the greatest artist of our generation, was approached and asked to think about and talk about their vision, to think and talk about how they approach their art, how they approach their unparalleled, I guess you could say, craft.
Who is this person?
I'm just play it for y'all. I mean, you'll know. They go without saying they're that gifted.
You piss me off. You piss me off.
Why y'all laughing?
You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important to me. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which Black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes. Kiki has such wonderful media training.
That part.
Such wonderful media training. She said,
It did. It was that part for me too.
So let me. I have this is a global classroom and an international.
That was laid too. Go ahead, Mark.
Shout out to Kiki. I love Kiki. I just tell you,
we love you, Kiki. I love you too.
A great
love Kiki.
Thing about Kiki Palmer be about that action, man. I was in Ferguson in 2014. And, I love her mama. In fact, I was in Ferguson with her and her mama. We were co-hosting a special together for BET. Maybe 3 or 4 days after Mike Brown got killed. We went down there to do it, and we were like, and she's not like an activist, you know. Kiki Palmer is not an activist, but we went to the streets, and she was like, "What happened to him was wrong," and the police were like, "Yo, it's time to go." They were like, "Yo, smoke bombs are coming, and then it's going to be tear gas in like 20 minutes." 5 minutes later, tear gas came. People getting shot. Kiki literally helped me and help people treat a man's wound who got shot on the street. They dropped him in a car and took him to the hospital. The police said, "Leave now." She said, "I ain't going nowhere. We just gonna get locked up tonight." They said, "You got 15 minutes, or else we're gonna go." Kiki's mom was across the street. I believe she got hit with a rubber bullet. But she definitely was like not doing well. The police got closer. They said, "You got 10 minutes." I've been locked up many times in protests, and my leg was missing. I had a little cane with me. I wasn't really trying to go to jail that night, because we got to tell this story. But people were out there trying to sound, like asking for autographs and photos. She was doing that, but she was also asking questions. She was trying to learn. The police, we got 5 minutes, and they when the police are 30 feet from you with guns, like Chris Rock said, I'm famous, but I'm from like maybe 10 feet away, not like 30 feet away. Yeah. The police was pointing them guns. They weren't worried about Kiki Palmer being Kiki Palmer, and she was the Black person I think that was about to get shot. You got 5 minutes. I'm talking about the streets were gone. It was like maybe 5 people out there. It was like hundreds. Then I was down to like 5 people out there. Me, Kiki, our cameraman, our other cameraman who's like packing shit up. He's like, I'm not going to jail with y'all niggas.
Yeah.
And Kiki was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm out here with the people, and I will go to jail tonight. And she was not. I've seen people flex like that and then like tiptoe away. She was there for the smoke. I eventually pulled her away because we really did have to do this special because we were the only people telling the story of Ferguson properly. And I was trying to explain to her, you have to be tactical with getting arrested. We had to really carry her into the car, and we're in the backseat tear gas. But this one we had been tear gas. We couldn't see, and we got dropped off at our hotel. And she came back out there the next day and was with the people. She didn't think that was different the next day. And she stayed out there until we shot the special. After the special was over, she didn't go back to LA or New York or whatever. She stayed out there with the people for more time, more days. And from that point forward, I was like, no matter what, Kiki would have to do some wild shit for me to ever have an issue because she showed courage, she showed bravery, and she loves the people. And there were no cameras around. We had the only camera.
Yeah.
We had told that story. We don't shoot this. It was for the people. This is people all now on Instagram and Twitter. I mean, and TikTok and all that shit. She wasn't doing that for the camera. She was doing it for the people. And I just want people to know that part of Keke Palmer because she is the shit. Now, let's move on.
Wait, I don't want to move on. I want Lauren Kiana Palmer to hear my heart when I say thank you for being you and enduring the shit that comes with being a Black woman who is about the business of liberation. In spite of. I want her to hear my heart. I want her mama, who showed up in defense of her Black daughter, to also hear my appreciation for loving on Black people, in particular your Black baby, in ways that we need modeled more frequently. The things that they have endured, including that trauma, Mark, I appreciate you sharing it, should not be lost on all of us. And Kiana, Lauren, that's her middle name, but Lauren Kiana Kiki will continue to face challenges that she should not face given the work that she's done. And so I want this moment to be affirmation of the fact that she is still leading in ways that our ancestors have called for her to lead. The best thing about that clip was Kiana Palmer. And that blade, Christina called it the media training. I've never seen Tyler Perry that excited about anything.
She handles things so graceful, as long as she's been in this industry. And I think we are around the same age. Is she 30 yet?
Probably, but not yet. But like, Kiki's young. She was very young. Yeah,
handled things with grace. Handled her vulnerability with her ex-employee is what I like to call him.
That's because that's what it is. That's
the payroll. Handling that vulnerability, with grace, and that's not easy. And being Black woman that's been in that type of relationship, that's not easy in general to deal with, let alone in front of millions of people, let alone being like Black American sweetheart, let alone still having to work, let alone having a kid. No, like Keke Palmer gets 10s across the board for me consistently.
So before we go, let's pivot back to Tyler Perry though, because Tyler Perry, the context of this is Tyler Perry had a movie that came out a few weeks ago. Did y'all see the movie? No. You talking about the one with
Megan Good, and that boy, and that boy Corey who said this was my best acting role ever. That's the movie you're talking about. I don't see what I struggle with is this is my brother Michael Arsenal, his last book. He wrote about how you have to be thoughtful about telling the truth about people who you're gonna be in the same rooms with. So I ain't got shit to say about the movie or that man in his storytelling.
Is he gonna be with you tonight in an event?
He might be the way that my life is set up. I don't know. So I don't have anything to say about that man or his storytelling.
That's fair enough. I have some thoughts, but Christina, I'll share my thoughts. I'm changing my title here to does Tyler Perry respect Black audiences? Christina, first of all, Christina, are you are y'all Tyler Perry movie watchers?
No.
The silence.
Let me be clear. I am a connoisseur of Tyler Perry's early creative expressions, the Chitlin circuit, as we often talk about it intra-communally. He lost me in acrimony. He can't explain to me how she got on that boat And I don't want to hear another storyline thereafter. He also lost me when Journey Smollett got HIV, or was it Brandy? One of them.
No,
got
it was Journey Smollett. It was Temptation.
But he gives everybody HIV. In fairness, he gives a lot of people HIV. Usually he gives black. That's
which is crazy.
But HIV becomes a sin for Black women that don't do what Black women are supposed to do. So again, in a world, I would love to have this conversation with you, Mr. Tyler Perry. I would love to help you deal with whatever demons you are still dancing with. I want to be helpful. I would love for you to have a affirmative, same-gender loving Black friend. Absent that, I got lots of critiques.
I suspect he does.
I suspect he
does. I feel the same way about Gerard Carmichael. I mean, if you want a Black gay friend, holler at your boy. But what I know is that the material is so hypercritical of Black men that I cannot support it. I just can't. I cannot. I watched enough movies to know that he has issues with Black masculine identity that need to be reconciled, not on film.
So I'm gonna say a couple of things. One, I watch Tyler Perry films. I come from a family of old Southern Black people. My mother, who's 85 this month, she turned 85 2 weeks ago.
Come on.
She took me to the movies in the 80s, and she didn't go to, I think after I saw maybe Weird Science in the 80s, I don't know if she'd been to a movie theater since. The next time we went to the movies was to watch Medea's Family Reunion. She went decades without going to the movies. But there's something about Tyler Perry's movies, to your point about the Chitlin Circuit, that resonates. Yeah. They resonate because they feel like those stage plays that we used to watch, or we didn't get to go, we didn't have money like that, but we would hear them advertised on Power 99 at the Schubert Theater or this theater, Mama, I Want to Sing. All these sort of Black Christian stage plays that were all the things that Black people love. And when we took my mama to see this Tyler Perry movie in the theater, it was a bunch of big Easter hats in there, and it wasn't Easter. It was Black church mothers in there. It was grandmothers in there. Tyler Perry does a thing that resonates with those people. Yeah. So I want to honor that and recognize that when I make this point, right? I appreciate that. Tyler Perry's first 20 movies, I probably watched 18 of them. My daughter, and when she's an adult now, but when she was a teenager or even younger, she and my mother would bond by getting the Tyler Perry DVDs and going upstairs and watching them and laughing. Now, the fact that that the movie resonated with a 10-year-old and 8-year-old, also it says something, but also a 70-year-old, right? There's something intergenerational about that, something beautiful about that. There's something about making something for an audience that wasn't already there. It's very easy to make a film for people who are already going to the theater, who will watch anything. But to get people who don't go and to speak to their pain, their trauma, their humor, I get all of that. Here's my issue with Tyler Perry movies. 2 issues. One is there's no growth.
Yeah,
there's no growth.
I feel like he's going to film school. It would be like if I didn't know how to cook and I didn't want to go cooking school. So I just said, Christina, David, come over to my house every week. I'm gonna just keep making it. And eventually I'll figure it out. I'm gonna keep trying to make a pie. First week I'm gonna use salt. Then I'm gonna use some baking soda. Eventually, I'm gonna get this shit right. I can't promise you.
No. It's not that simple. It's that attitude, and you've been deemed a Michelin star chef, and have given all the awards to operate a Michelin star kitchen.
Boom.
But the menu is 3-day leftover spaghetti in a Black household. That's
what niggas like, because that's what, and watermelon for dessert.
Right.
Watermelon for dessert.
And the second part is the point David was getting to, right? Which is not only am I feeding y'all food, I'm feeding y'all food that ultimately isn't good for you, right? The narrative, first of all, the skin politics of his films, I find problematic, at least in the earlier films. There's always there's a strong Black woman that thinks she could do it by herself, and she wants the wrong thing. She got the wrong value. She keeps picking this rich, dark-skinned man Tyler Perry villains ain't no joke, whether it's Steve Harris, whether it's Blair Underwood, they be bad. Then you get this light-skinned savior who's a working man with a regular job and usually a bad wig, right? Whether Shamar Moore, whether it's Boris Kodjoe, you get these people and they save them and teach her that she was too greedy and she wanted the wrong things. But in these other films, whether it's the one about cheating or whether it's or his remake of For Colored Girls, AIDS and HIV become punishments for women who make unhealthy choices. So AIDS gets characterized, much like the evangelical Black church does in many cases, as a moral punishment against certain kinds of people. All of that is deeply dangerous, deeply problematic. All the love is heterosexual. All the masculinity is hyper masculinity. All the women are kind of submissive to patriarchal values. All of that, but there's this other piece, and this is a far more superficial, not superficial, but less academic critique of it. And it's just like the more he goes, the more he's. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, it might be the wine too. Quincy Jones said to me one day, and this ain't a name drop. I was interviewing him, so it wasn't like we homies. But he said to me, he said, you know what, Michael fucked up. He didn't say fuck. He said, you know, Michael messed up. He said when he made Off the Wall, we was in the studio together. He said when he made Thriller, we were in separate studios. When we made Bad, he was in the studio by himself. He's like, basically, he was saying the product got less good the more he didn't listen to other voices. Tyler Perry has effectively said, I can do the writing, I can do the scripting. Look from the wigs, he might be doing hair and makeup.
Probably.
The only wig that'd be good is Medea's. So at some point, you have to ask yourself, is this a creative move or is this a billionaire move? Where he's like, I'm not going to work with the Writers Guild, I'll just write it. I mean, so I guess my frustration is also the quality of the art, and it got 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. It got a 0. It is one of the few. This last film, Divorce in Black, what's it called? Divorce in Black and White, or Divorce in the Black?
Divorce in the Black, something like that.
Divorce in the Black. Divorce in the Black got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. My son right now, if he were to just take the iPhone and of himself for 30 seconds, or of The Room, would probably get at least a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
At least.
You know how hard it is to get a 0? A fucking 0? But the film still made money.
And here's the thing: he's gonna make another film next month. Like
he's gonna make another one because he just came out. Because Mia Culpa was just before that one, and that rolling around having sex in the paint is what I said. That's the Black stories we need. I guess that's exactly what is going on. A defense attorney rolling around naked with her client. But anyways, anyways, I just engage with Tyler Perry in the same way that you kind of engage with that like cousin that comes over to the family events and you just let him kind of talk, or that uncle that just kind of be, that's Uncle Gerald. That's just,
right.
How you just, maybe in the beginning of his career, right? It was something different, something new, but it's not different and new anymore. So I just,
same story.
Same story.
So somebody just wrote this in a comment. This is my issue with this is Tyler Perry, for me as a person, and again, I would love to have this conversation with you face to face and get to know you as a person beyond what I've experienced in terms of your creative expression. Tyler Perry is like Drake. They are not like us.
I think you say he's a freaky ass nigga.
We can go there. We can go there next, right? Like again, we keep it on the surface. We can go deep. Like I think about them in the same way, and what I know in this moment is his privilege protects him, so he doesn't have to hear this critique. He doesn't have to hear the imitation from people who respect his creative capacity and what he's done, but also want him to do more. He doesn't have to do any of that.
But David, what do you say to the person who says y'all are being highbrow and bougie, as you just said? You take your Volvo.
How is he gonna say that when he a billionaire and got his own studios? What you mean?
And the reality is that
highbrow.
My fiance and I have this debate frequently. He has a pass every year. He gets one pass where I will watch a Tyler Perry movie, one fucking movie, one pass, not negotiable. Because that's love. And love requires us as people to negotiate. And so I say this to say that my hope is that Tyler and because of his wealth would just hear our invitation to do better, brother.
And that's his point, right? When he talks about, and Spike Lee brought up, he got mad at Spike Lee. He said it was insulting back then too. Is that what Tyler Perry's saying is I'm speaking to the stories and the experiences of people. Those people matter too, and I'm the only one representing their story. I happen to think you can tell poor people's story, working class people's story, black people's story with dignity and respect and still make a good film.
Yeah.
Like, we're not saying don't tell poor people's story, just straighten the wig up.
Like, what are we talking about?
If somebody falls down the steps, let them have on the same pair of shoes they had at the top of the steps at the bottom.
Correct, also correct for the color, nigga.
Facts.
Poor people. So I'm telling people stories. I don't know nobody who ever had cornrows like Shamar Moore. I don't know anybody.
Shamar Moore never had cornrows like Shamar Moore.
Looks like Shamar Moore. I don't know nobody that had hair. What's really?
But also, let me say, and in this world again, I appreciate we have a family talk. We over rely on nobody tells the rough parts of our experience and don't emphasize how important it is to connect windows and mirrors to what's possible. So what I would love, can we have a single reflection on what it means for you to be a Black billionaire, nigga? Can we have a single reflection on what it means for somebody to harness the privilege that you have access to change lives, to see people who have been rendered invisible or unworthy? Let's honor that you have an entire archive of footage that tells a portion of our community's story and lean into the abyss, nigga.
And hire other.
Every time he punctuates the sentence with nigga, I laugh harder. Every time he punctuates the sentence with nigga.
Nigga. Because a nigga's a punctuation. Nigga is all forms
and it's
of
universal. It's not Black specific.
It's a verb. It's a noun. It's an adjective. Hello. And like hire other creatives.
Yes.
Nigga.
And pay them. Not just hire them, but pay them. Pay them what they're worth in equity. Nigga.
Now, Dennis, there was an interesting article that came out today, actually, on Tyler Perry. And the article basically argued that Tyler Perry pays people better. Like Taraji said, she didn't make any money in Hollywood that approached her value until Tyler Perry did it. He was the first person to actually pay her what she was worth. I've heard other people say the same thing. Now, I've spoken privately to several people who work for Tyler Perry. One person told me instead of a salary, he paid them in a very inexpensive car, I'll just say. And I know someone who worked on
not
TV
a Tesla.
Show. It wasn't even a Tesla. It wasn't even
Honda Civic.
I don't want to tell you it might end up, no name, no blame, as they say. But I'll say that most people I speak to do say, I just want to be as a journalist say, look, I've heard both sides of this, but most people say Tyler Perry treats Black actors, particularly like our royalty, our A-list actors and actresses really well. I think the challenge is everybody but the actors and actresses. I hear something different from the camera people, the hair, the makeup, the writers. They're not necessarily getting paid what they are worth, and I think that's a real crisis. I don't know. So, last question: if we take Tyler Perry off the table, who should we be looking? Whose art do y'all look at for inspiration? Who do y'all look at? Who's doing stuff that you like?
I got two people that come top of mind. Lena Waithe, who is has her finger on the pulse of so many things that are queer and African. And I mean those words as I use them. And I encourage everybody to support what she's doing and what Hillman Productions is doing. Should I
watch The Chi?
Yes, absolutely. It is amazing TV. Shout out to everybody connected to it.
And what's the other? I watched something of hers. It was like I could actually send her a note about it. I can't remember. I was watching during the pandemic. It was like
the BET show that was canceled.
No. This was like a highbrow, not highbrow, but it was oh my God, it was like a series. It was like a series of short, like each one was like 30 minutes or an hour, and it told its own story. One was about women going through IVF. One was about It'll come to me. But anyway, I love Lena Waithe. I love her work. I haven't been able to watch The Chi yet because I know it's so good. I want to like wait on it, which is what I did with Grey's Anatomy. But I just have a lot of appreciation for her. I was one of the people that liked Queen and Slim. I know some people didn't. I happen to love Queen.
I respect the critiques. And I respect you for sticking with Grey's Anatomy because when Meredith, I'm only on season
you in it. Oh, you in it. You in it.
Right. Where are you? Is Denny still alive?
I'm gonna do this because
oh my gosh, season 7 is so early. You can't say nothing.
Because Amanda Seals told me something last week. We were on the phone. I told her, look, I've just watched 7 seasons, at the time, 6 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. I'm in the middle of it. She said, "Did McDreamy die yet?" And I almost threw the phone.
See, no, because that was nuts. She knew it wasn't that early.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That nigga died. The nigga I'm talking about died in like the second season.
But what I'm saying is, I said that she was like, "Well, you're 20." They're on season 22, so I can see how you get those things mixed up. Dead ass is literally season 22. So she wasn't doing nothing wrong, but we was on the phone. I was low key mad. I acted like I wasn't because I'm mature, but I was mad as shit on the phone. I was like, I want to be like,
well, yeah, because it's a big milestone. You can't say the big milestones in the show.
Right. That's what I said. But all that to say, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Lena Waithe. Who else you rocking with?
Yeah, Neka. Neka has a bunch of films. She's a super producer. She has a film about church hurt and what it means for white religion to affect Black people in the way that we deal with each other. I support her work and her art. And then there's Elegance Bratton, who did the film that Jeremy Pope starred in with Gabrielle Union. He was he signed up for the military. Inspection is the name of the film. It was the NAACP Image Award winner. There are so many Black queer creatives that I am inspired by and that are creating art that I love. My hope is that they get the same opportunity that Brother Tyler Perry has benefited from.
That's real. By the way, the show I was talking about, y'all, is actually Master of None. It was Aziz Ansari show, but Lena Waithe.
Oh yeah, she got an Emmy for that. Yeah.
It was amazing.
I love Quinta Brunson. I can't wait to see it because I'm a comedian. You know, I love the comedian art form. That's like my goal is to be able to like do that type of right. And you know, Tyler Perry loves to talk about the comedy and his stuff. I think Quinta Brunson, what she's done with Abbott.
Can I say this?
Amazing.
You were already there, and your jingles, the 12 Days of Kwanzaa, and the songs, they sent me. You were already there. Your comedic timing is everything.
Thank you. I'm trying.
My hope is that people who are not following you follow you and get the joy that I have gotten from you because you're fucking brilliant.
Thank you. I really appreciate that because this was like this was a pivot. I went from being like, I'm gonna work in government to like, I'm gonna do comedy and see where that takes me. So it's a new journey. And then Robin Thede. Yeah. That Black Lady sketch show. I think with there were some sketches that were absolutely ridiculous, but the way that she had the comedic timing and a lot of comedy is about, you know, hyperbole and exaggeration, but you can do exaggeration without it feeling minstrelly. And I think like the Black Lady sketch show had so much of that, and it's so fucking annoying that after 3 seasons, you know, they didn't renew, but like
it's frustrating.
It's infuriating. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking annoying. So I really like admire the way that these black women have navigated comedically, because there's also not a lot of Black women in comedy in the grand scheme that get the respect of being like brilliant comedians. Like they're brilliant comedians and comedic writers.
So I think that's the answer, y'all. Let's support Black women creatives. Let's support queer creatives. Let's support let's support people who are absolutely operating from the margins and still producing the great stuff. And when I saw Issa Rae make Awkward Black Girl back in the day, that's when I knew that she was a genius. I love Insecure. I was literally just telling my daughter, my oldest daughter, who she'll be 24 in a month. I was like, you need to watch Insecure because a lot of the life stuff you're going through now, you know, men, friendships, like, you know, like this is actually a great like entry point into this world and these conversations. Like this art will actually be instructive and it'll challenge you, it'll confront you with shit, right? And I was thinking, yo, like 12 years ago when I was watching her do this thing on the internet and try and grind, like there was a genius there and someone recognized it, but there's other Black geniuses out there too. And she realizes that, which is why I hated that they got rid of the rap shit.
Yes.
It was like
season 2, it just got good.
It was good. I was like, I hate, and you know, I invested in it's just like other show Uncoupled, right? There are shows that I watched, and right when I got invested in it, they just cut it.
Yeah.
Anyway, all that to say, y'all, let's make sure that they won't cut it if they make money. These companies don't care about nothing but money.
Let me push you on that, which is I don't know that that's true. So my point is, this is why people should invest in platforms like this, because including when it makes money, they still don't give a fuck. It could be too Black. It could be too. I just learned this past week that Maxine Shaw's character was supposed to be living in the house with everybody else. The compromise with the Bentley Bowser, I'm talking about living single, was that she would live across the street because Maxine Shaw was too strong for white executives. Capitalism isn't enough. Capitalism won't save us. Even when we deliver for our white benefactors, it's still not enough. And so we have to protect, save, and invest in our own. So my plea to anybody who's still listening, who will receive this at some point, is invest in the talent of these 2 brilliant Black people.
That's it, y'all. Invest in Christina Brown, y'all. I need y'all to all invest in Christina Brown. Christina, how can people find you? Where should people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram, Miss Xtina B, Christina Brown, MISSXTINAB. I appreciate these affirming words because like I really look up to both of you and have been before you even really knew who I was. So getting kind of just dipping my toe into this and like kind of jumping forward with faith and getting recognizing people that I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that y'all were even like seeing me, let alone like appreciating what I'm just simply trying to create. Yeah, I'm excited, but every day I'm like, I don't know what I be feeling like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So
here's the secret is none of us do. We work our way through this. We do the best we can with what we got for as long as we can.
That's true. And again, Christina, your voice is amazing. I want the album. Your ability to connect with community. I'm serious. I talk a lot of shit, but I'm serious. Your ability to connect with folks. You were shopping for earrings and connected with sisters. It was a head wrap, so you were connected with people. Like that is a gift. That is a gift from our ancestors. I am praying a prayer of protection over you, and I simply want you to own your power and continue to do our ancestors' work. Same thing with Brother Mark. It is the very same thing. And my hope is that somebody in a comment earlier was like, we're paid haters. Okay, sure. If that's what you feel, that's your takeaway. Cool.
Right.
What I hope is that I hope you hear our hearts when I say that this is all because we love Black people and we want all of us to be free.
Absolutely.
That's what the critique is about. That's what the criticism is about. That's what the cheer is about. I simply am rooting for everybody Black who loves Black people, not the grifters, not those who are being paid to profit off of our trauma, but those who are actually doing the work. And you, my sibling, show up in that way.
All the time. And David, we gotta give you your flowers too, David. I mean, you show up for us all day, every day. I was watching. I wasn't able to attend the Black male Kamala call. I was tied up, unfortunately. I really was. I probably wouldn't have shown up anyway, but I had to be at the hospital that night. But for a family member. But I was so appreciative of, in the midst of all of the kind of masculine posturing, still a lot of love, a lot of honor, a lot of joy, a lot of support for Kamala, which was heartwarming to see Black men stand up and close ranks in front of Black women. You reminded us of our priority, which is to make sure, as you just said, that all of us are free. You said we're not going to show up for some Black folk. We're going to show up for all kinds of Black folk. And it's easy to say that when you're talking to your own comrades. It's easy to say that in your organization where everybody's going to give you a head nod. You walk into rooms where people would rather not see you there. You go into spaces where people really don't value your existence, and you don't just show up, which is its own resistance. You speak out with your full voice, which is a more extraordinary form of resistance and courage. And you don't give a fuck if they like it or not. In fact, you probably like it a little bit when
Make
they
yourself
don't.
known.
Exactly.
You like it more when it's you like it more.
And I'm a nigga from Inglewood, California. Let's go.
You're from Inglewood?
They not like us.
I didn't know that. I'm from Long Beach.
I got
Cali kids.
They about to start Sue Wood and Blue Blooping, and I don't know. Look,
I didn't know that. What? Okay.
I have a rule to not have 2 California people on the show at the same time. I made this mistake. Right? Oh my Lord. Oh my God. And you know West Coast people think they up now because Kendrick got
we are. No, we are. We are. Don't just nothing think about it. Thank you very much.
Well, Truth Bear said California love. I mean,
hello.
I'm gonna end the show right there. I can't take no more. The Philly and me gotta shut this thing down. I love y'all. I love y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for doing this. Is one of the
Tell Meek Mill to step his game up.
What'd you say?
Tell Meek Mill to step his game up.
I'm sorry, my audio is for my.
I said what I said. Who's Philly Spiders? Tell them to step their game up. They're not like us. They're not like us.
You can say it 100 times. I'm still not going to hear it.
Let me hear Kendrick doing his thing. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. One of my favorite scenes, and I know we got to go. One of my favorite scenes though is in that whole video, which was a masterpiece. It's still him and Whitney in that crib when that black and white shot with her dancing and him in the room and the family and the beautiful thing. And it's not JD Dance family value shit. It was just was like pure love, but also like fuck you. You know what I mean? You try to say
that's so sick.
The lie.
My kid. You put the kids to stomp on my grave is fucking sick.
That's LA shit. That's LA
that
shit.
Was, I give it LA, like I said, LA one. It's 92.
We historical. This is historical at this point. So
y'all done ran the store up, man. Y'all, it's I love it, man. I love y'all. Anyway, Christina Brown, y'all, David Johns, y'all, 2 of my faves, man. We had so much fun tonight. This is actually this might be the most fun show I've ever done in night school. So I just love y'all. Thank y'all.
Bring us back.
You already know, y'all. I'll see y'all later. I know y'all got stuff to do. I'm going to bed, but y'all do whatever y'all do. Everybody, thank you for watching Night School. This was so much fun again. Christina Brown, Dr. David Johns, man, they family now, man. I love them so much. Thank you for watching the show tonight. Make sure you write in your comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it right now. If you're inclined, also hit that join button. If you don't see a join button, it's because you're on Twitter or you're on your phone. Head over to YouTube and hit that join button and become a monthly subscriber, a paid member of the channel. You can do it for as low as $3.99 a month. You can do $100 a month too, but do $3.99 a month just to start, man. We love you, but we need the financial support because we are grassroots independent media. There's no corporate sponsor. There's no billionaire backing us. This is black media. This is independent media. This is left-wing media, and we need all the support we can get. If you can't make a monthly commitment, I understand times is hard, but maybe you can make a one-time commitment or at least a one-time commitment for the month. Go to Cash App, go to PayPal, go to Venmo, go to Zelle. And when you do that, you can donate anything you want. If you give us $1, we'll be grateful. If you give us $1 million, we'll be grateful. And anything in between, we'll be grateful. But if everybody watching right now, if everybody on the air right now would have just dropped $10, I shouldn't say just, that's a lot of money. If everybody watching would have dropped $10, we would be able to meet our financial goals. We would be able to meet our financial goals for the month. If everybody watching live right now could drop or pre-recorded could drop $10. We'll say it one more time. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. We could meet all of our financial goals to be able to put Night School up, to be able to put Office Hours up, to be able to put the Coffee and Books podcast, to be able to broadcast the Classroom in the Cell podcast with Political Prisoner with Mia Abu Jamal. We could do all of that, all the content you get. We could produce it, hire staff, pay for technology, and expand our studio, all for just a $10 donation from everybody watching right now. If you want to give more, again, we'd be grateful. If you can give less, we're just as grateful. But please do something if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. Money's not everything. All I ask is that you continue to share the content, you continue to spread the word, and most of all, that you keep studying the work we put out, because Night School is about study, deep study, so that we can all get free. I'll see y'all later. Peace.